welcome to Hub City Fibers, episode number 5 of Hub City Fibers podcast. This is a podcast about knitting, mostly, some spinning, and a little bit more about my independent dyer life, or whatever you want to call it, and kind of my experiences in the yarn and fiber community. Yay! Thank you so much for, watching me and subscribing. If you do subscribe, and if you're new, thank you so much for checking me out. I am located in Central Jersey, so I started dyeing fiber in college. So I went to Rutgers, obviously, so I kind of started dyeing in New Brunswick, which is also known as Hub City, hence the name behind pretty much everything. And I'm pretty much doing this because I think it's a lot of fun to be a part of this community, and it's always a lot of fun to kind of go to fiber festivals and meet new people and just connect with people that do the exact same thing that you do, and I think it's really, really great, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. I will be going to a fiber festival today and meeting up with some yarn friends that I've met through the community, so I'll talk a little bit more about that. But I'm going to go in and start talking about what I'm working on. So, let me just put this on. So I want to talk about some works in progress. So, first things first, let's talk about what's in my Toad Hollow project bag that I purchased at Chelsea Yarns in Red Bank, New Jersey. I am working on my Zweg, which is a pattern by Boyland Knits, and I'm sure you've heard of it. And it's honestly a great pattern. It has color work, it has lace work, and it's a sweater that you get to wear. So what is there not to like? So I'm almost done with the lace section of this, and I won't talk too much about the details of the sweater just because it is a paid for pattern. But I am using my Grains of Paradise base, which is on my Indulge base. I am using Grains of Paradise colorway on my Indulge base. And this is, Indulge is merino nylon cashmere fingering 2-ply yarn, and it's knitting like a charm. So I'm really happy to be knitting a luxurious sweater with a little bit of cashmere, and so let's show you guys my progress. So it's all scrunched up. Oh, I'm also using my Orgasm colorway in my superwash merino singles, skinny singles base, and this is an Orgasm. And so yeah, this is the work so far thus. I think the stitch definition is coming out super nice. And the lace is coming out really nice as well. I'm really excited. So I have maybe 4 more rows until I'm done with the lace portion, but I think it's coming out really, really nice. And it has that pinkish, yellowish tone. It's very appropriate for spring. So I'm really happy about that. I can't wait to finish it and model it. Maybe I'll take pictures at the beach or something, because I definitely have a feeling I'll be finishing this more towards the... That's my cat, Wheezy. Hi, Wheezy. Come here, little Wheeze. Come here. He's a good cat. Honestly, he acts a lot like a dog. And this is the first time that he's being shown on the podcast. He's a good cat. You're a good kitty. Alright, so back to knitting. I'm honestly blessed because my cats don't touch my yarn. They have no interest. They see the yarn and just look the other way. They just have no interest at all. So I'm really lucky that they don't touch that. But yeah, I have a couple more sections left of this lace, and I'm done, and I'm on the body, I'm pretty sure, and then it's just straight knitting from there. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that. I'm actually using my Haya Sharps, which I love. I really love these needles. A lot of people now are talking about the leaky needles, which are wooden. And actually my first interchangeable set that I did buy were wooden. I think I got them from Knit Picks, and I just didn't enjoy knitting wool on them. Yeah, I just haven't. I want to try the leaky needles. I don't know if I'll go in and purchase a full interchangeable set just because I am happy with the results I'm getting with the high sharps. But then at the end of the day, you never know until you try it, right? So I definitely am a hoarder of all things fiber related. So I am definitely going to try the leaky needles at some point or the other. So that's living in this project bag, which I love. And I want to show you guys a new swag item that I got from a really, she's a new friend, and I'm so happy I met her. She's so nice. But I got the Cat Sandwich Fibers enamel pin. How cute is this pin? I met MJ. We ended up meeting on Instagram, me and MJ, and we ended up like hanging out. We went on a knit date, as one calls it, and so we met, and we were working on our swags, and it was just so much fun. And she ended up gifting me this enamel pin, and I'm so happy because honestly, it is so beautiful. It's so beautiful that I myself am going to get into the enamel pin game, and I placed an order for pins. So if you guys are interested, you know, definitely check out my Instagram. I'll link it right here. Definitely check out my Instagram and, you know, be on the lookout for an announcement of when I'm going to be putting that back on the shop. But yeah, no, it's so beautiful. And it's so, like, I just love her logo and everything that she does. And yeah, she's awesome. And we're actually going to a fiber festival today, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. So I'll be working on this later today as well. So maybe I'll show you guys an update. I'm thinking of doing a little bit of footage at the fiber festival today and then kind of putting it on here later. My next work in progress is my thread mirror. So last time we spoke about this, I talked about how pissed off I was because I totally made a mistake. And so I took an initiative and decided to just increase, because technically I'm done with the yoke and it's just going to be straight shoot knitting. So I thought, you know what, I'm not ripping this back. I am not the type of knitter to make a mistake and rip back. That's not me. I am the type of person that doesn't care and live with my mistakes because at the end of the day, that is a part of life. So I'm obsessed, guys. I'm stuck again, actually, on what I'm supposed to be doing with one of the increases. So I'm just waiting on confirmation. I think I contacted someone that knitted this sweater, but they didn't reply yet. So I think I'm going to contact Isolde. So this is my thread mirror, and it's by Isolde Lative, and I'm sure you've heard of her. She is an amazing knitwear designer, and I was in the mood to cast this on because I had went to Iceland back in September. And when I went to Iceland, I originally wanted to go and purchase a lopapesa, which is a traditional Icelandic sweater. And guys, I think I tried on like 20 sweaters. I just did not find, they're all handmade. They're all hand knit. So I have like a weird body type. So I tried on like 20 of those sweaters and I just did not look flattering in them at all. So I promised myself that one day I would make a lopapesa, and guys, this was inspired by the lopapesa, so I just had to cast this on. I got inspired by Vine. Obviously you guys know who that is. The host of the Yarngasm podcast. She casted this sweater on, and honestly it wasn't long before she cast it on that I said, that's it. That is my future lopapesa, and I am definitely going to cast on. So I'm not going to give up on this. I really enjoy working with the wool. I'm using Jamieson and Smith, and this colorway, I don't even think they do colorways, but This is just like a really natural Shetland wool, and it's very woolly. I'm very much into knitting with natural fibers. You know, I've noticed every time I bring out this project or like I touch this wool, like I'm constantly scratching my face. So I don't know if I'm allergic to it. Maybe it just needs to go through a cleanse, but that doesn't take away that I really love to work with natural wools, and I'm really enjoying knitting on this. So yeah, I ended up purchasing this at the Woolly Thistle, which is amazing. You guys can get all these natural like fibers from different parts of the world. Like you can get UK-based fibers, Finland-based fibers. You can even get Lopi, which is Icelandic yarn. When I went to Iceland, I bought a lot of yarn because I knew that importing it from Iceland to the US would cost a lot of money. And their yarn is about, like, I want to say $3 to $4 per skein, which is a steal if you ask me. But Woolly Thistle actually sells it for the same price, and shipping's not so bad. So if you guys are interested in purchasing like natural wool fibers or just yarns that are from, you know, the UK, Finland, Iceland, all those, I highly suggest visiting the Woolly Thistle because it's pretty fairly priced. And that is living in my You Sew and Sew sheet project bag that I get so many compliments on. I got this as a gift from my fiance who I like finished college, or I think it was my birthday, or I forget what the occasion was. But whenever he asks me what I want, when like my birthday comes, I always just like ask for something knitting related because why not? I like to support, you know, independent makers, and I think she makes great project bags. You Sew and Sew. I think she's on Etsy. And, you know, like this project bag has like these pockets on the inside. And who doesn't like pockets? Like I could just put everything in there. Also, MJ, every time I show stuff off, I never had like knitting needle stoppers. I don't know what you call these, but MJ from Cat Sandwich Fibers gifted me these when we had our knit date. And they're a lifesaver. I always have stitches falling off the needles, and I don't know why I would always put my knitting at risk. But yeah, these are awesome. And she said that you can also use like earplugs. Yeah, earplugs. Like you could just cut them and make a hole, and you could use that. So I'm definitely going to try that. So if you guys have earbuds lying around and you don't really use them, I highly recommend that. And I'm also using my stitch markers. Oh, I thought that was my cat, sorry. This is by Secret Knits. I bought the cheese collection, assorted cheese stitch markers, because even though I'm lactose intolerant, I love cheese. I don't care. Cheese is life, if you ask me. But yeah, that's what's living in this project bag. And then now I'll just talk about another. I'm working on 2 sweaters, so I really don't have all that much on the needles. But I am working on socks because I feel like, oh, so that enamel pin she gave to me. I told her that I just couldn't wait to put it on my bag, so I just put it on a bag. But it came in such cute packaging, and I really, really love it. I love enamel pins now. I'm going to start collecting them for sure. So, I am knitting. I don't know if my mom watches this. I don't think she does. So I'm just going to show you guys. I'm making her Mother's Day socks. Just plain vanilla socks. Because she did ask me for socks a while ago. And I'm using Sweet Sparrow yarns. I'm sure you guys have heard of Sweet Sparrow yarns. She is constantly being mentioned in Brooklyn Knit Folks podcast because they're best friends, obviously. And I was able to acquire this when I went to Chelsea Yarn. She had a trunk show there for her during her 5-year anniversary. And, you know, I love to support independent dyers, obviously, because I myself am an independent dyer, and I think it's really great that people, you know, get to be artistic and express themselves and sell in. I think Julie, who's the independent dyer behind Sweet Spiral Yarns, I think she's such a sweet person, and she's definitely someone that inspires me, and yeah, I think these are really appropriate to use for Mother's Day socks. It's just this beautiful pink with like jewel tones in it, bits of blue and violet, and it's starting to micro stripe. So if you take a look, that's what it looks like. And for the heel, I'm just doing a regular vanilla sock, but I decided for the heel, since it's my mother and I'm giving it to her for Mother's Day, that I put a little bit of cashmere just for that little touch of luxury. And I am using some recycled cashmere, which a friend gifted me. She recycled this. She went to a thrift store and you just look at the tags, and she found a sweater that was 100% cashmere, and she unraveled this, and this was a little bit left over, so I decided to use some of that, as well as a mixed cashmere. It's a 70% cashmere, 25% superwash merino, and 10%. I'm totally screwing up the mix of this. I don't have the tag, but it's mostly cashmere. And so, and I wanted to put a little bit of nylon in there just to give it a little bit of structure, as well as hopefully not making a hole in it, but it's okay to have a little bit of luxury on the heel. And so yeah, that is what I'm working on. I started that back like a month ago because it's hard for me to knit for others. I like gifting them away, but it's hard for me to kind of give away anything that I knit, just because it's something that I put a lot of time into, and honestly I just love to wear all the stuff that I knit, so I'm a little selfish. But she did request it, and so that is what she shall get for Mother's Day. Okay, so that's pretty much it for all my what I'm knitting on and my works in progress. I do want to talk to you guys about some of the things I have acquired. And I know a lot of people are talking about this, but it is this book, The Curse of the Boyfriend Sweater by Alana Okun, and I might be pronouncing your name wrong, I apologize. But guys, if you are a millennial knitter, or just anyone who's been knitting since you were really young, I highly recommend this book. It is a series of essays of her talking about her life and how knitting plays a huge role in her life. And it's such a relatable book because I think we're about the same age. And so it's just really funny to read about other people who knit, who are, on the younger side, I guess. Not that there's anything wrong, but it's just I feel like I don't really meet a lot of people my age that knit, and so it's a really refreshing book to see that I'm not the only one. Not that I didn't think I was the only one, but I feel like it's becoming more and more common nowadays for people that are in their mid-20s to be knitting every single day the way that I do, because sometimes I feel like I can feel a little bit, not of an outcast, or not that I'm embarrassed or ashamed of my knitting, but I feel like sometimes I could be a little insecure knitting around people that are not knitters. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one that feels that way, or maybe it's just all in my head. But this book is really, really great. I'm really enjoying this. I'm reading this during my lunch breaks, because usually I'm more of an audible book kind of girl, just because obviously I'm a knitter, so I'm going to clearly listen to books rather than read them. But I think it's a really easy read. It's a good, it's a good book to read. It's a fast read too. I'm really enjoying this. So another book that I bought, I don't know if I showed you guys, this is another book I bought. I found this woman who created this book called, her name's Sally Nixon. I found her on Instagram, and the book is called Houseplants, Hot Sauce, and it's a seek and find book for grown-ups. So she's an artist. She is an illustrator. That is her main, what she does. That's like her thing. And I think it's so cool. I'll show you guys the first page. And so pretty much, she illustrates these like pages, and what it is, you know, kind of like a Where's Waldo, except you're not finding Waldo, you're finding like a list of things in the illustration. So for example, this is a page, and you know, it's just like a bunch of different things in an apartment, and on the bottom it'll list like five, you know, like find 5 dirty plates, or you know, find a tin of cat food. And it just is so nice to kind of appreciate all the little details that someone drew by hand and painted by hand, and I think it's really cool. So if you guys want to have something to throw on the couch, so if someone comes over and just want something to quickly entertain them, I highly recommend this book. I think they're really cool, or just anyone in general who is an illustrator that comes out with these types of books. So Sally Nixon, she's an illustrator, and she's based in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I follow her on Instagram, so if you guys want to follow her on Instagram, that's cool too. But yeah, that's another book that I was able to purchase. So on to where I'm going in about an hour. I am meeting up with MJ, the independent dyer behind Cat Sandwich Fibers, and we are going to Allentown, PA Fiber Festival. I know. I'm so excited to go to a fiber festival. The last one I went to was obviously Rhinebeck. And I'm so green with envy with everyone that went to Edinburgh Yarn Festival, which, by the way, I am planning on going. I want to say it's like in the bag. Maybe like 80% chance that I'm going. Depending on if I could take off and everything like that. So Allentown Fiber Festival is today, and there's going to be so many indie dyers, so many independent farms with their wool and their yarn, and I'm so excited to just splurge. And yeah, I'm going to be recording it all. So before I put this episode up, you guys will see snippets of my time there. You know, hopefully I get enough footage for you guys, but I will come back and I'll show you my haul and I'll tell you my experiences with it, and I will definitely put some footage here. So I'll start that now. So we are here. This is Cat Sandwich Fibers, MJ. Where are we?
We're in Allentown, Pennsylvania at their Fiber Festival.
Ooh, we'll take you guys around.
Yay!
I'm at Barn Yarn Knits, hand-dyed yarns. And I'm like really loving this colorway. Heirloom. I might have to get this. And this is the dyer behind it. So here I am in Underhill Farm, artisanal yarns. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'll talk to you guys more about this. Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about your sheep.
Colonial Williamsburg started the program in 1990. They brought the first Leicester Longwolves from Tasmania, Australia, to Canada to be quarantined. And then they came to Colonial Williamsburg and they started selling satellite, or they started with satellite and then they started selling small flocks. So we were interviewed and got our first flock.
Oh, that's cool.
They were raised by George Washington, Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, wow.
So it's a
That's pretty
heritage breed.
awesome.
Yes, it's a great breed.
And it's
when
historical.
you shear them, they look like a light bulb. And you can see the sheen in the yarn.
Wow, guys, look at that sheen.
Look at this.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is very beautiful.
It has a sheen to them.
Well,
So
thank
you, ladies. It was
Thank
great
you.
talking to you.
Hey guys, so I am back, and wow, like I literally just walked through the door and I had such a blast today. I was able to hang out with Cat Sandwich Fibers, who is another independent dyer based in New Jersey, and her name's MJ, and she's such a sweetheart. It's just so much fun to hang out with people that, again, are in the yarn community, and I just had so much fun today with her. She actually, was able to get some of her beautiful skeins of yarn. This is her lavender loon colorway, which is so beautiful. And this is just like a misfit. And her logo is just so awesome. And she's such a talented dyer. Like, I'm so happy I'm able to like hang out with her and, you know, pick her brain, and we just had such a fun time. And this is her color Aurora Borealis, which I'm like obsessed with this. I think I'm going to cast this on as soon as I'm done recording this. And so I got so much stuff. So today I went to the Allentown Fiber Festival and I got a lot of stuff. I was able to work a little bit on my swag. And oh my God, I'm just so happy. I'm like full right now. Like, it's like fiber festivals are love and life. And, you know, again, I want to show you guys her pin, which I think is so awesome. She's so cool. So I'm just going to show you guys my haul. I went a little crazy, but I got a new project bag. Oh my Lanta. Oh my Lanta. And this is a Japanese fabric that the woman behind who makes these bags, she got this. This is a limited Japanese fabric, and it's just so beautiful. It's such a well-made bucket bag. She is Tanny Casey. I think I have her card in here, and I'll show you guys. But it's a canvas bag and wax canvas on the bottom. I mean, she makes such beautiful bags. I would highly recommend checking her out. I'll link her right here so you guys can go. Oh, this is my cat Freud, by the way. You guys met Wheezy before? Well, I guess Freud's more of like a little night owl. Hi, pussycat. Anyway, I'll show you guys. Oh, this is from, I'll talk about that. That's one of the skeins I got. Okay. So, on top of that, I was able to score some barnyard knits, hand-dyed yarns. And if you guys don't follow her, she's another one of my inspirations. She's based in New Jersey as well, and it was so lovely to meet her. And I have some snippets of some of the people I interacted with at this fiber festival, so if you guys want to stay till the end to kind of check that out, you know, definitely check that out. And this is one of her misfits, and I think it just was so beautiful. She really is a talented dyer. I also was able to meet Yarn Over New York, and she is an independent dyer based in Harlem, New Jersey. And this is just one of her like little mini skeins that I'm probably gonna put in a sock, like as a heel or a cuff. And I thought that was so fun to meet her. And this is a tweed fat mini, and it's a 4-ply, 65% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and 5% tweed. And I'm loving that. Another item I was able to purchase, as I have spoken to you guys about, like, I love natural wools. And so I was on a mission to get some cool independent farmer yarn, and I came across this woman, and Mary Thought is the name of her, and she's Fleece Fiber and Equipment, and I think she's local. She's based in Pennsylvania, and this is beautiful natural wool. It has this beautiful, it's just like regular white, and I don't know if you guys can see, but it has this like sheenness to it, this like bright sheen with like little bits of like a gray halo, and it is just such a light, it's a beautiful yarn. Like, I really know I'm thinking about making maybe like a light lace shawl just with one skein, really airy. I think that would be really, really sweet. And I'm happy about that. I usually buy white yarns just because obviously I'm a hand dyer, so if I want to use this yarn, maybe dye it, then that's always an option that I could do. I'm so in love with this bag. I would highly recommend you guys checking her out. Her bags are a steal. Like, on top of having great bags, like, she has great prices, and you get what you're paying for with this bag. I mean, it is lined inside with canvas. It has a little pocket. And then, let me see if I can pull her logo out. This is her logo. And honestly, I just fell in love. As soon as she was saying that, as soon as she said that the fabric that she used in this bag in particular was made using Japanese fabric, I was like, you sold me. Because, you know, I'm getting married this year, guys, and I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I am going to Japan for our honeymoon, and so anything that just makes me think about Japan makes me really happy. So I love this so much. I'm like obsessed with it. I'm so happy I got it. And lastly, but not least, I was able to get this fiber. Oh, my computer's about to die. Lastly, but certainly not least, I was able to get this beautiful, naturally dyed Leicester long wool sheep yarn. And it is specifically from a farm in Pennsylvania. And there's a lot of history. And again, I was able to catch a snippet of what William, he's the farmer behind this. There's a lot of history behind his farm and his wool, which even involves some of the founding fathers, which I found extremely fascinating. So if you guys want to stay tuned till the end, yeah. It's this beautiful, like, chartreuse. He said there's 2 tones, 2 colors in this. But again, like, I'm so excited. I might even just mix these 2 together to make something really special to remember my time with MJ from Cat Sandwich Fibers. I'm so thankful to have met such a lovely woman. Such a lovely girl. I really enjoyed my time with her, and I just, if you guys haven't had the chance, like, I highly recommend visiting Cat Sandwich Fibers website. Like, or just even following her on Instagram. I think her work is just so beautiful. I mean, just look at this. It is literally like, I'm gonna make socks with this for sure. It's so pretty. Her logo is just so creative, and you know, I went, you know, like I just recently met her and I went and used her bathroom and she had this picture of a cat in a sandwich. And then, you know, obviously it all makes sense why she decided to name her logo Cat Sandwich. And I just thought that was so funny. But anyways, guys, this is my haul. And it makes me so happy. And yeah, I'm going to let you guys go because I'm so tired. I've been running around all day. Bye.